Hi, I am recording this video from upstairs at my office slash improv studio. See the beautiful rose I painted? And the intention of this video is I wanted to talk a little bit about intention. Hey, um, I know when I can recall becoming aware of the terms like intentional living and mindfulness. And to be perfectly honest, whenever I heard those words, I was like, that sounds boring. Like, sounds like old people talk, sounds lame. Um, I did not realize at that time that living mindfully and intentionally would also mean having more fun. Um, and it's funny because at a time in my life when I was like partying my face off and drinking a lot and staying up all night, I mean, I was so internally miserable. Like I had a lot of untreated depression and anxiety, and I was paving over a lot of trauma and just, blowing through life full of hurt and doing what you do when you're hurting and causing more hurt, blah 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 blah, and then like when I'd hurt others, I'd hurt myself, and it was this whirlwind of um, chaos. And even though I was doing the things, and I think from the outside looking in, maybe my life looked like fun, it sure as fuck did not feel good. Felt horrible actually. And I didn't know myself at all. I didn't even know what I wanted. I was living a lot of my life from a place of what people told me I wanted. Like I was kind of absorbing other people's desires and being like, oh, I guess in lieu of me actually knowing what my desires are, knowing what I want for my life, I'll just want what you want for my life. Like I would hear, I don't know, people would say things like, oh, you're really funny, like you should go be on Saturday Night Live, or you should go do this. And I was like, I guess, yeah, I should, right? But I'm sure I'm sure you've heard the phrase don't shut on yourself. um, and yeah, living my life from a lot of should just amplified the anxiety that I was already feeling on the inside. um, and I spent a good deal of my 20s into my early 30s. I would stay up so late. I was exhausted. I was just exhausted. I was burnt out. I would stay up really late because I was afraid to go to sleep, because I was afraid to wake up. Because waking up in the morning was horrible for me. I would wake up with chest pain and heart palpitations and often in a pool of sweat, and I had really scary dreams. I had a lot of hurtful events in my life that I was kind of like paving over and self-medicating and stuffing down. And um, I just wasn't calm. Like I didn't have a sense of peace about me. And I, so I'm 38. It's not funny. I'm 38 now. And 8 years ago or so, I started meditating regularly. And it was easier for me to begin meditation in a group setting. Um, and so I would sit with a Buddhist group that I went to, and it was probably like a dozen people in their 60s and 70s, and then little ding dong me. um, and it was a Buddhist group, and that's where I first heard the term Sangha, Sangha, which, internet, correct me if I'm wrong. My take on that is that that's a Buddhist meditation circle. So we would sometimes do walking meditation, which is where you walk in a circle, and that's very challenging for me because you really want to stay with the group. You can't go too fast or too slow, or and then also a lot of sitting meditation, and that was my first introduction to a formal meditation practice, and I noticed the results pretty immediately. Like, I spent a lot of my life so terrified of being alone, and being alone with my thoughts and being quiet with my thoughts, and I constantly had earbuds in. The minute I woke up in the morning, loud music playing, TV, input, stuff, noise, whatever to distract me from being with myself and knowing myself. I was so scared that what I would find in there would be as ugly as I suspected it was, or that the voice inside me that told me that I was a loser and an idiot and worthless and never going to do anything with my life. I was so terrified that what I would discover is that voice was correct. And yeah, it was very scary. So when I hear people talk about being resistant to sitting with themselves and sitting in quiet, part of me is like, that resistance is the full signal to do it. That you don't want to is actually the sign that you're looking for, that you need to. And there's a saying that I also heard. I've always attributed it as a Buddhist saying. I feel like I first heard it in the Buddhist group that I started meditating with, that I was just talking about. But here's the saying. I'm going to give Buddha the credit, and I'm sure lots of people have said it. Again, internet, correct me if I'm wrong. So the saying is, everyone should meditate at least 10 minutes a day. And if you don't have time to do 10, do 20. Yeah, do it. Do it for you. Like, sit for you. Sit and breathe and just be with yourself. There's no greater gift than to be present. We truly only have power at one time in our life, and that is right this moment. In this present moment is when we are powerful. And anytime we're outside of the present moment, if we're living too far in the past or too far in the future, we're just leaking our power. So to you, divine, powerful human being, I hope that you will give yourself the gift of meditation. And right now I'm going to click off this video, and I'm actually going to go record a guided meditation that I've used with myself and my students and my clients. So I will also record that and give you that gift. Guided meditation is a great way to get accustomed to sitting and being with ourselves. Okay. I know this sounds funny, but I really mean it. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Oh yeah, and subscribe if you like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, tell no one. Okay, bye.